everybody, I'm Catherine Bosley. Welcome to this edition of For the Health of It. And today we're going to do something really different. You've maybe heard of it. It's called Barre, B-A-R-R-E. And this is Laura. Laura is the owner of Barre Youngstown here off of Western Reserve Road, basically. And my goodness, your business is taking off of something that is such really a traditional, old-fashioned idea at first, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely started in ballet barre many years ago, and we've taken the basics of ballet and the technique of ballet. We've fused it with Pilates principles. We've added in some cardio and some strength training, and barre is what it's become over the years. And we've been doing it here in Boardman for about 5 years now. The first ones in our area to do it, and we've just grown over the years.
Yeah, when I first heard about this, of course, I'm thinking, I don't know how much of a workout this can be. I mean, eventually, of course, it's going to be using a lot of skill, I was thinking. But the more I'm hearing about it, the more I'm understanding this is really a good workout that can be used for people of all levels.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very safe for all levels because what we're doing is not ballet. So even though it's based in that, you don't have to be very coordinated. No, you don't have to be flexible. We have men coming into that. Those are their biggest concerns, that I'm not flexible. I'm not in shape. And you don't want to make a fool of yourself. No, and the people that come to our classes are normal people. So maybe I may be a former dancer, but not everybody else is. So our instructors are very well qualified and trained to teach you modifications. This is how we do it when, maybe we're just starting out. But if we want to take it up a level, we're going to try it like this. So the classes are definitely modifiable for all levels, regardless of where you're starting in your fitness journey.
And you're saying really this is good for toning and for cardio.
Yeah.
So do you get a sweat then? You get a good workout in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Our goal is to make everybody a little sweaty. I mean, actually a lot sweaty. And some of the classes we have, here at Barre Youngstown, we have lots of different types of classes. So some of the classes are a little bit on the lower side, and then some take it up, and it's more like high intensity interval training, which is really big right now too. And some are even just like a dance class, like a dance cardio class, which is just full on cardio, dance, fun. So we've kind of evolved with barre and taking it into different avenues to keep the variety going for our clients, to keep the variety for the body, so that you're not getting used to just that same exercise all the time.
So what kind of results then are you seeing? Can you expect to see, I should say?
So with this type of method, particularly the booty bar method is what we use here. It's all about lengthening the muscle.
Which is the Pilates type belief,
exactly.
Right?
So we're lengthening, we're toning. We don't see results where people are bulking up. Okay. We're getting longer, leaner muscles. For most women, that's kind of an ideal outcome.
Which develops a bit of a cut, so you kind of
absolutely.
have a look of being strong.
Looking like a dancer, looking long and lean, even if we're short. But we're
not so lean.
Yeah, and we're developing the muscles in a different way than traditional exercise. So people that are runners or spinners and they're building up those larger muscle groups, in barre, we actually build up the smaller supportive muscles.
Neat.
Around those big, larger muscles. So it's nice because it gives the body a little balance, which most traditional exercises kind of miss that part of it. So that's what's so nice about barre. We do a lot of small isometric movements followed by a lot of stretching fluidity movements. So it's kind of that pattern that we follow in every class that's really giving you that outcome.
And this is Mindy. She's been doing it for a couple years, you say?
2 years.
What do you think about it?
I love it.
What is it that you love about this?
A lot of things. It's like a family.
Right.
Everybody is so kind. The instructors are overwhelmingly helpful. They help you modify something if you can't get it, and everybody's just very welcoming.
So how has it changed your body and your fitness level over the 2 years?
I have a lot more energy. I have 2 little ones, so a lot more energy with them, and I'm stronger.
Okay.
And I just feel better. I feel better every day I wake up.
Yeah, wonderful. And then Janice, you've been doing it since this past summer,
yes,
right? What do you think?
Over a year.
Oh, okay.
A year and like 3 months.
Wonderful. What do you think?
I feel so much better. I actually lost about 30 pounds.
Wow.
I was having blood pressure issues, and I just have a lot more energy, and everyone here is so wonderful, very kind, and it's just.
What did you think when you started this? Was it a bit intimidating because you kind of feel like you're going into the whole ballet world? And
Yeah, I was a little scared.
It's not that
I was a little scared, but they made us feel so comfortable. Laura's great, and the babysitters are wonderful.
Babysitters, okay.
That's
So-
a big plus.
So now you guys are veterans.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll take that.
What's the toughest part of it?
Not being able to go. My schedule is hard. I try to go as much as I can just because I love it here. It's my time away. It's my me time.
The workout part, though, what do you think is most effective? What is the toughest part?
Planks.
Planks, okay.
Probably the toughest for me.
All right. What do you walk out of here with a good sweat?
Yes.
Yes.
Even when you don't feel like coming and you still do, you're never regret coming because you feel so much better afterwards. You're like, oh, the rest of the day is better from
Right.
just coming.
Often with exercise, no matter what, the first step is the hardest step.
Absolutely.
Once you get here and get going. So something different. You never probably thought about something like
No,
this.
and this is the longest I've stuck to something, so.
So we're gonna get
Bare feet, by the way. Bare feet, or
bare
you say
feet
little socks.
or
that
little
have-
socks with the grips on the bottom so that you're not slipping and sliding, because we do have a wood floor here, so we just got to be safety first. So we're going to get our toes lined up right underneath the bar. So we're not just using the bar because it's trendy, we're actually utilizing it as an important prop. So for example, in this exercise, we're going to pull back. And a lot of the times you see people kind of hunching forward because posture is a big deal with people. But we're gonna engage the shoulder blades and really squeeze tight. Good, and then we're gonna sit our hips back like we're sitting into a chair. And our thighs are gonna stay super tight together. And we're gonna engage those inner thighs. So in this exercise, the bar is keeping my upper body in the correct alignment.
You're really depending on this bar.
Yeah, so it's not just a trendy thing, we're
Right.
actually using it throughout the whole class. Then we're gonna dig our heels into the floor so we engage the backs of the thighs a little bit more, into the hamstrings and the glutes. And then we're just gonna come up and then down. So we're not going huge movement. Good, up and down. At the same time, we wanna engage the core, so try to pull those abs in nice and tight. And then we're in a neutral spine here, which means we're not tucking the pelvis under,
Okay.
which could be very dangerous for people.
Right.
And there's a lot of methods.
And it's very common back in the old aerobics days.
Exactly,
Yes.
and there's a lot of bar methods out there that still do that tuck, and it's
Okay.
dangerous. So we don't do that here because we want to keep everybody safe. And
So
then
it's
we're
more
gonna-
of an arched back then.
It's more neutral. So like if you're tucked and then you're arched, and then it's wherever your body wants to go, right in the middle.
Okay.
And we're going to hold it there. And we're going to alternate our heels. Good, and we're just working through those feet. So this is something that a lot of people don't do.
You can feel the burn here. This is
Yeah.
different. This is certainly a different effect.
It's a different burn, yep. And we're not doing anything too complicated here, right? So people can
No.
do this. And then let's hold our heels up and hold. And we're gonna do what's called the Elvis, because it makes your legs shake. You go
Yeah.
out and in. And we're working those adductors here in this size, yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
So it doesn't take much, and then we
You'll
come on
feel
up
this
and
the
break.
next day for sure.
Oh yeah. And then some of the cardio moves that we use, again, we're using this bar. Our more advanced people would get down on the floor for this. Do some single knee pulls here. And again, we're pushing through that upper back so that we're engaging everything in the body here. And then we can take this up to like a little run. Good. And sometimes we'll stay here for about a minute. Yeah, and we get that heart rate up. And then we
Mountain
break.
climbers, I think.
Mountain climbers.
They've been called traditionally.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So a good idea of what to expect, and classes usually last for what, 45 minutes, an hour?
We're about an hour long, yeah. So we'll start with a warm up. We grab some weights or bands. So here we have some options. If the teacher feels like changing it up a little bit, we'll do bands instead. So we get about 15 minutes of just straight upper body work. And then we get over to the bar for the rest of class, basically.
Wonderful.
So yeah, we'll do those small movements, and then we'll stretch, and we'll do some kicks in ballet. They're called bas. So we kick those legs a little bit. We throw in the cardio, and then we always finish the class with straight up core work and back work. So on the mat, on the floor.
Wonderful, and especially when it's starting to get really cold outside and the exercise is starting to move inside a little bit more. And we're starting to go into the holidays, something to really consider to keep yourself fit.
Yeah, now's the time
holidays.
to find a good routine that you can stick with, because it gets busy, and our schedule, we have 5:30 a.m. classes, we have 7:30 p.m. classes, and everywhere in between. So really, there's no excuse.
Okay, you're right.
And when you find something you like, you tend to stick with it a little better.
And important to know that you can go from the lowest fitness level up to advanced, so and anywhere in between, and start to find something new to go into the new year.
Absolutely.
Very good. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Laura, with the Barre Youngstown. I hope you give it a try. Okay, now we're going to go on over to the nutrition side with our Karen Kowalik. Welcome back to For the Health of It. And of course, after every workout, you're going to feel a need to eat, right? You build up that appetite as you're working out, but the worst thing you can do is ruin your whole workout by overeating or eating the wrong things, which is why we have Karen Kowalik here with us, registered dietitian, with an incredible recipe that satiates, and hey, it has the feel of fall into it too. Soup.
Absolutely, Catherine. This recipe we have today is something that all the ingredients probably you have in your pantry or in your refrigerator, so it's very simple, delicious, and filling. It's a creamy bean soup.
Creamy, which sets off alarms for a lot of people when you're trying to be healthy.
Yes, when you're trying to watch your weight, I know that if I'm eating out, if I'm going to Panera Bread, I avoid the tomato creamy basil soup because of the calories. But this has no cream in it. We're going to actually at the end of the recipe blend all the ingredients together. It's a thick soup. Almost it could be like a refried bean dish, but without all the calories.
And a creamy texture.
Yes, a creamy texture. Yes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of olive oil, your heart healthy oil. You could also use cooking spray if you'd like. You want to have this type of larger pan because we're going to be pouring 8 cups of beans into this. So you need a large pan.
Yes.
So we're going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil, and this will make about 6 servings. 6 1.5 cup servings. So you'll get a lot. So we're spreading out the calories there.
Right.
This is the only high calorie ingredient, if you want to call it that. So we're just going to kind of spread that around, and this is over a medium heat.
Sure.
We're going to add 1 large white onion, or if you have yellow at home, whatever you've got, or 2 smaller onions. We're going to put that in there, and some garlic. Now, real chefs do not use the jar garlic, but you know what? I like easy, simple. If it's easy, it gets eaten.
I'm sorry, I'm all for that. Yep, I'm good with that jarred garlic.
So we want about 1 tablespoon, but if you want more, you can go for it. I like to put a lot of garlic in what I'm doing. The next
garlic
ingredient
goes a long way
to give us a little kick and spice is our jalapeno pepper, a medium size.
Ooh.
And I did take the seeds out, chopped it and took the seeds out. And the seeds are where some of the heat is, so if you want to keep some of the seeds, you can. A little bit of kosher salt or whatever type of salt you've got at home.
So with that little bit of heat, though, this is going to make for a really tasty dish come winter then, when it starts to get nice and cold outside and you're looking for any way to warm things up.
So we're going to heat this up. We're going to cook it for about 5 to 10 minutes until the onions are soft.
Okay.
And if you want, you can put the lid back on and keep checking back on it and moving around. And we're going to give that a couple minutes here.
Very good. Now, I love the nutrition label that you would have on the soup. It's got some incredible numbers.
Yes, about 20 grams of fiber and 18 grams of protein. So protein and fiber and fat are the things that keep us full and satiated, so we're not grabbing for those chips. If you're eating a white piece of bread with jelly on it, or you're eating a donut even,
you're going to be hungry.
You're going to be hungry right away. This will keep you feeling full. How I discovered this recipe is recently my husband and I, since I'm a dietitian, I like to try things. And I tried Weight Watchers. And at Panera Bread, they had this wonderful black bean soup.
I love their black
That was
bean
only
soup.
1 point for a bowl, and it was 0 points for a cup.
Right.
So I was living on that, and it ended. It was only a summer item, so I'm like, I need to find a replacement. So I went to the Weight Watchers app, and within the app, they have recipes, and I'm like, I have to try this because it's so filling. When we make the servings, this will only be 1 point. So if you're following Weight Watchers, look it up online if you want more details.
That sounds awesome because there's a lot of food here for that 1 point.
Yes, a lot of food.
Right, and it is all such quality calories too. I mean, we don't have an exact calorie count on it, but you know, people are worried about calories.
Well, this is
going to
quality
of calories.
This will probably be about 250 calories per serving. Since a cup of beans is about 200 to 220 calories. So with some of the other things we added in, it'll add a little bit more, but really barely anything for your day. This will make a great lunch, a great warm side dish for dinner.
Okay.
So this is just going to keep going here.
All right. So we'll let it go for about 5 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes.
And then we'll dig in with the rest of it.
Okay, so about 5 to 10 minutes have passed, and we can see that our onions are getting translucent and soft, and now it's time to add our next ingredient. So we're going to add...
It smells really, really good too.
So about 5 to 10 minutes have passed, and you can see that our onions have softened up. They're a little bit brown, and now it's time to add the seasonings and the flavoring. So if you can bring that over here, Catherine.
It smells so good, actually. Just onions cooking smells good, doesn't it?
So bring it a little closer, and we will talk about what this is. We've got some oregano, cumin, cayenne, red pepper, and some chili powder. So go ahead and dump that in if you can.
Still going to heat it up even more.
Yes. This is where a lot of the flavor comes in. And when I first made this, I was a little nervous that it was going to be too spicy, but I felt that you could actually even add a little more to it. So it's one of the dishes that you can kind of play with.
Well, the thing is, when you're putting beans in, beans kind of mellow out everything.
They do.
Right?
They do. They need some. They need some seasoning. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do after about a minute, we're going to add some chicken broth. Now, if you want your soup to be more like a soup, add more. But this is 2 cups of low sodium chicken broth. We're going to add that. And this is a lot of beans here, Catherine. Maybe you can help me with dishing this out. I have 4 cans of, I use the organic beans because I'm going for flavor. Yes, organic black beans. Right. So we're going to put that in there, and this is going to cook now. We're going to bring it to a boil, and we're going to put the lid on for a little bit. So we're going to try to bring it up to a boil. And then once it's to a boil, we will lower the heat and let it simmer for about 10 minutes.
Okay. So you need a little bit of time for this recipe altogether, but it makes dishes that you can be serving up pretty much all week.
It's pretty simple too. You don't have to know a lot to do this dish. So we'll come back to this in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so after about 10 minutes of simmering, we're ready to add it to our blender. So I'm just going to take the lid off here.
See, I could eat it just like that.
There's a couple different, I could too. I think you have options. You could keep half like this and half creamy.
Sure.
There are some options. You don't have to use a blender. You could actually get an immersion blender and kind of take it around. I couldn't find mine, so I'm using a Vitamix. But I think Vitamix is such a good, strong blender. I think it's probably the best for getting it creamy. So you want to do this in batches. So we're just going to take a little bit of this and put it in our Vitamix. Let me get a little broth in there. And if I was doing this at home, I'd probably put more in the blender. But for TV's sake, we're just going to do a small amount, like a little more broth in there. You need a good blender because it's not a lot of liquid in this, and most blenders can't handle that. So go ahead and put that on top of our Vitamix right over there. And we're going to start blending. The nice thing about Vitamix is it comes with a stopper, so you can push it down.
Right?
Yes.
I know you love your Vitamix.
I know. Do you have one?
I don't. I've got something similar, but I don't think anything beats the actual Vitamix, right?
Well, I'm a dietitian. I have to have this. Okay, it's going to be a little noisy for a few seconds, but here we go. All right, want to take the lid, the top part off here. Okay, and this actually, I probably could have put more beans in this. It gets pretty noisy.
Okay, some serious mixing. Kind of looks like a chocolate milkshake.
It does. It looks like a chocolate smoothie. I could stick a straw in there and drink it. So our final version here, I have one that we did a little bit earlier. One of the things that you can do as well It looks like chocolate pudding. If you wanted to, I like the actual whole beans, so you could add a little bit of the whole beans on top.
Almost like a garnish then you have going
Yes.
on. Right.
And a little bit of Greek yogurt. And on Weight Watchers, Greek yogurt is a 0-point food. And for me, I know some people don't feel it tastes like sour cream. For me, it's an equal substitute.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oops. And then a little cilantro here.
Yes, I know you're not a fan of cilantro, so you could put some
But a lot of
scallions
people,
on there.
yeah, you go. I think that's great. I think, look at that. It's easy. Again, it's the kind of food that you probably have in your pantry. And as far as nutrition goes, this is really golden.
Absolutely. It's high in protein, high in fiber. So after you eat this bowl, you're not going to want anything else. You're going to feel full and satisfied.
With healthy food.
Yes, healthy whole foods and right from your pantry. Like I said, if it's easy, it gets eaten. So just grab all the things from your pantry, from your refrigerator, and you can make a delicious, tasty, healthy, filling dish.
And truly inexpensive as well.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
these ingredients are just pretty simple.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Couple dollars.
Wonderful. So way to go, Weight Watchers, and way to go you for finding this recipe, which comes in just in time as we get into that need for comfort food,
Yes,
which
nice.
is such a dangerous time. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice and warm for the holidays. Sit by the fireplace with some warm bean soup.
Oh, sounds good. Thanks so much, Karen Kowalix, for being with us, and thank you for tuning in to For the Health of It. Make it a great day.